Hello guys, this is Al from Open Source Channel. Welcome again, a new episode on how to. Now before we start today with an installation of a web panel, I would like to go and talk about a little bit of this coronavirus. I hope my followers are alright. I was looking at this WHO panel here, and I can see that there's a lot of countries have been affected, and well, I hope everybody's okay. I know there are a lot of cases, but they just keep safe, make sure that you look after yourselves, guys. So without any delay now, guys, let me show you how to install a Centos Web Panel on your VPS. Nowadays, as you know, some of server are quite expensive, especially if you go with cPanel. Lately, cPanel has started to change the way they charge for their systems. I think they used to be like a monthly payment, but now they charge you per panel, more or less, or something similar. So yeah, without any delay, let's go and see how can you install CWP with Softaculous in one line. So technically there won't be two installations, it will be just one installation that will install both panel and Softaculous. Now let me show you what I'm talking about when when I say Softaculous. There we go. So the actual panel for you to install any open source application from your web panel. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to install Softaculous as well on your Centos Web Panel. Now without delay, if you go to centos-webpanel.com, installation, make sure that you already have a CentOS VPS. I already got my CentOS VPN here ready. I'm using a Proxmox, but you can use any VPS from many providers, any hosting providers. So anyway, let's go to the requirements. And you need a host name to set up. Make sure you already done so. Usually you don't have to do if you've got a VPS, because you get that automatically from your hosting provider. It tells you if you got a 64-bit operating system, you need at least 1 gig of RAM. For my VPS, I got 2 gig of RAM with 1 CPU. Here it tells you where you can download your OS if you need to. Again, most of VPN providers they do provide copies of a minimum installation of CentOS. Then the next step is to do a server update. So all you got to do is quite simple. You just copy and paste on your server. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I wanted to make it easy to follow tutorial. So let me resize this. I'm going to put it like this, copy and paste, and I'm going to press enter. Make sure you are in the root, okay? You actually log it inside your server as root. There we go, we are updating the system. Job is done. We just installed wget. To be honest, we didn't do the update, just in case you didn't have it. Now we do the actual update. The yum -y means automatically yes. You don't have to say yes all the time, and update the system. Then next step is to reboot the server. So I'm going to copy that. If you see some jumping of the video, it's because I will edit in such a way that you would not see the full installation, because it does take a little bit of time. So all you're gonna see is the shorter version. As you can see, here we go, 101 updates. So you might see only a few of them rather than the lot. Here we go, the update has been completed. Now I forgot to say that I'm using a copy of putty as my terminal. So now without delay, I'm gonna copy and paste the word reboot, and I'm gonna press enter. So the server has closed. We're gonna wait a few seconds, and we are going to log in again into the VPS. Sorry. So I'm going to the next step. There we go. Let's see if it's ready. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say restart session and see if it works. If it doesn't work, that means, oh yes, it's already done. So root and the password. Now the password for root will be given to you by the VPS provider. So CentOS 6 and CentOS 7. This is what I'm using, CentOS 7. So this is the part I'm going to use. So I'm going to paste this one here. Again, press enter. I'm going to copy and I'm going to press copy then again, and I'm pasting it here on the terminal, and I'm going to press enter again. Then I'm going to run the installation, and I'm going to copy and paste. Now, if you would like to do extra installation like I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you, you don't do the last part, and you got some optional installation arguments. Now, as for example, as a standard, the PHP will be installed, will be 5.6, and to be honest, I don't want that, and I would like to install the latest if I can, or at least, not, you know, even if it's not the latest, at least one of the latest. In this case, the latest is 7.3, and I'm going to install the 7.2. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to highlight what I'm going to use, but again, as you can see here, the new version of Centos Web Panel also gives you the option to install Softaculous in the same line, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to copy this one here, I'm going to recall my terminal, I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to change the 5.6, as you can see here, all right, to 7.2. So 7.2, and as you can see, job done there. And all I got to do now is very simple, just press enter and everything will be done for you. For the installation, of course. Now we're going to wait for the installation, and then the next step will be the configuration. Right, so the installation has been completed. All you got to do now is to copy these informations, and of course you can actually paste on your any notepad or any other places you really want. So to log into your server, that's exactly what you need. The password is going to be root, as you can see here, and the same as the password is exactly as your SSH server. So we didn't have to reboot the server because it's done automatically. So I'm going to the next step, the panel configuration. And as you can see here, it tells you to access your panel by the IP and the port number 2030. And this is the one is referring to, but you also can have the SSL version, the secure port 2031, and that is the one we're going to use now anyway. So here we go, the panel has been accessed. As you can see, there is the error I was talking about, the actual certification error, because it's not recognized by your browser. And we're going to proceed. Even though it's unsafe, we know that it's okay. So to enter the panel is going to be root and the password, the one you used it in the installation of CentOS and the one you used to access the SSH terminal. Now don't forget, the password mainly will be given by your hosting provider. Okay, so this is the actual panel. I'm going to remove that for now. We don't really need that. I'm going to say no. This is how it looks, the panel, when you enter the first time. And it wants you to do a few things. For example, it wants you to add an email for the notifications, so you can go and set your email if you want to. So you have the in this case will be shared IP, the outside IP. So here, this is where you had your email address, and you save the changes. You can access those information on the bell icon. So here you can actually see what you need to do. That's been done. That is okay, it's blue, we don't need this one. The monitoring is not set. We're going to say click here to set it. Again, it says here you need a pro module. In this case, we don't use a module, the pro module. That's a paid version. We don't want that. We're going to use the free version. We're going to again go to the bell icon, and we're going to go to the firewall, and we're going to set it and enable it. I'm going down to security. I'm going to mod security, and as you can see, it's not being installed. And I'm going to install mod security for this server. It does take a little bit of time, but once it's done, you shouldn't have any issue. So as you can see here, it tells you exactly what to do. The root email, select set up at least one hosting package, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. The setup shared IP is done automatically anyway, and set up your name server. So as you can see, the log of the mod configuration has been done. You can actually update if you need to. I'm going to leave it for now. This is done the basic information. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to packages, and I'm going to click on package, and I'm looking at the default package. I'm going to show you on how to add a package. I'm going to call it say silver package. Quota is 5,000 megabytes, bandwidth say 25,000 megabytes, say 2 FTP, 10 emails, again say 10 dB database, 5 subdomain park domains, we say 3 add-on domain, 5 say how many hourly emails you want to send, the maximum for your clients. This is for your clients anyway. Say maximum say 60 emails per hour. It's more or less 1 email per minute. Again, you can change whatever you want. I won't make it the as a reseller for the others. Maximum account, I'll leave it there. Apache, the proc, inodes. I don't want to put any inodes. Inodes is the amount of files on the server. So I'm going to press and create. So anyway, it says here I want to, so I'm going to copy that one in for a second there. I'm going to put 0 on all of it, and I think 0 as well is the unlimited, I think. I'm not sure. So once you do that, I'm going to add a user account, and I'm going to create a domain for this user, any domain really. Again, you can do .com, .net, whatever you want. I'm going to call it .com, for example. I'm going to copy that. Let's have this one up here, so we do then remember the user. Oop, we don't want that. So we're going to copy that, copy, oh, come on, V space there, I'm going to copy that, 0 for unlimited. As you can see, the process limit is 40, usually you get 40, 50, sometimes you get 25 with some cPanel. That's up to you really. I'm going to leave it as it is. You can add auto SSL if you want to, and in this case I won't do it, but this also comes with auto SSL, and I think you can actually add as well Let's Encrypt, but auto SSL I've been using for a while, and I must be honest, I'm quite happy with it, and it's very easy to use. So once I do that, I'm going to create the account of the package. I'm going to say default, and as you can see, that has been done. Now, how can a client access the panel? By adding the IP you'll be given by your provider, or again by their domain names, and colon, and what we're gonna do is 2087, I think. Nope, 2083, maybe that is, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. It looks like, yeah, it's 2083. So now if I go back to my information that I saved, and I'm going to add my username and my password, and I'm going to log in, you will see that I have been successfully logged in the control panel for the user. Here the user can add their own their own domain names, emails, and so on and so forth. Now, in regards of, if I go back to the Centos Web Panel, and when it says set up the name server, you can actually use the free Centos Web Panel DNS server. All right, now let me have a look where you actually, I mean, I don't personally use it, but I do know they have a free DNS server that you can actually use. We just need to find it, because I do, to be honest, I do not remember where. Here we go, free DNS is on top here. So here we go. Here you can actually create a free account, and you can use the DNS manager to manage your DNS. And to be honest with you, on the actual this is the admin. Yeah, let's go to the dashboard so I can actually show you what I'm talking about. you don't have to change anything on the dashboard. Now, if I remember correctly, you don't have to change the name server. As you can see here, NS1, NS2. You might be given, I think you might be given, when you click on this one here, to change your IP to their own IP address. And we go, yes, they're already here, as you can see. So what you do, you just add this for NS1, right? So I'm going to copy that. I'm not going to do this because I'm going to use my internal DNS, but your best bet is to use the Centos Web Panel free DNS service. Okay, so once you're done, you just press Save Changes, and it will automatically update for you. So yeah, again, we go back to the user interface here, so you can actually see how it works. And as you can see, Softaculous is already installed. You also have SitePad installed. So let's go to Softaculous, where you, as you can see here, you have a working Softaculous, I don't know how they call it really, but app installation system that you can freely use. As you can see, the free Softaculous 539 to install, you know, nearly every application you can find here. This is WordPress. You can have a PrestaShop, I think. There we go, PrestaShop. I'm sure it is also Magento. It's getting a little bit slow, but here we go. PrestaShop, Magento 1.9. So you understand exactly what I'm talking about, guys. So once you install your application, you can go back by clicking go to the control panel. As you can see, yeah, Magento. And I mean, if you go to the Softaculous website, you can see the entire amount. I mean, there are hundreds of apps you can actually install. Now, the SitePad, I think, is not locally installed like Softaculous, but it's installed externally. So you can actually, you're actually using SitePad server that it will give you the option to build your website. So here you can actually have the PHP selector, you can have statistics, the process list, Contrib, cron in this case, you can have backup, antivirus scan, and as you can see, and here is of course the auto SSL for each domain that you can actually add here. Here you can actually add the subdomain. So what you're going to do, you just have the domain, and as you can see, it's automatically validating and installing. In this case, we will have a problem because this is not registered. So I go back to the control system here, the dashboard, and as you can see here, this is the admin and this is the user. Now let's go back to the admin. Now everything looks okay. We've done the main configuration. What I like to do before I get out of this panel, I like to switch the SSH server off so nobody can actually access it. It's simple to use, as you can see, and all the information are available here. Billing, you can have a WHMCS integration if you want to, but don't forget WHMCS also have a external. I don't know how much they charge you now for WHMCS. I think they got a 3 or 4 different pricing plans, or 5 different plans now. So it looks like they got 4 different ones. They got the Plus, the Professional, the Business, and I think they got to start at $15.95 per month. There we go. So yeah, if you want to, it's very simple. You just go to WHM here and you just click install and it will install it for you technically. And once you attach, you can actually download the module, but again, if you go to Softaculous script installer, you can actually do it from here. On that one, I think you go to let me have a look. You need to download the actual app. But here, let's see if I can actually find it. Can I find it from here? Nope. Settings, software, general scripts. Let's have a look. Control F, WHM, CS. There we go. Yes, you can actually have this one here installed via the Softaculous panel. So yeah, you don't have to download from WHM, and it's automatically done. So again, guys, I would like to say thanks so much for joining me for this easy installation of CWP 7, and don't forget to like and share my videos. So if you like and share, I can get more vision, so I can get more tutorials done. Thanks again, and I'll see you next tutorial.